What's going on, guys? So in this video, I wanted to touch upon and give a quick update to the Robinhood checking and savings account that I just did a video about yesterday, if you guys haven't checked that out. And this seems to be the biggest topic right now on all of the financial YouTube channels, and it's getting a lot of buzz, and now it has officially been getting buzz on a national and global scale. Bloomberg reporting in on it and talking to the SIPC, and apparently with the way that Robinhood has been wording this and with the initial rules that Robinhood kind of rolled out, this entire product might be a little bit BS. And so what I mean by that is you can essentially look at the way that Robinhood is claiming that these accounts are going to be insured is exactly the same as their brokerage accounts are going to be insured. However, coming from the president of the SIPC, it's very unlikely that they can insure this based off of the guidelines that Robinhood has, kind of laid out for, their consumers and for, other insurers alike. So essentially what it breaks down to is the way that these funds are acting. So Robinhood kind of claims that, okay, you can switch to this account regardless of if you have a Robinhood brokerage. This is a standalone savings and checking account, even though Robinhood is not a bank. So Robinhood is essentially, being a broker, as such they are, and then claiming that they can offer bank products. And that is something that doesn't really fly, and especially not with insurance. So this is going to be something that's extremely interesting. Now, obviously, another thing that people are questioning is the 3%, how long is that sustainable? And if you guys haven't checked it out, check out Graham Stephan's review of this checking and savings account. It came out earlier today, right before this actually came out, actually. And he gives a really good breakdown as to exactly like what the numbers are, with saying, okay, assuming Robinhood, does this depending on what a yield is right now, depending on how many people that are currently, using Robinhood, assuming those accounts, percentage of them are the ones that actually sign up for this account, how much that's going to actually cost the company, on a year-to-year basis to, maintain. And I kind of agree with his hypothesis that it is essentially going to be, this is essentially a marketing ploy, for however long this is maintained, assuming they even let it roll out, that they support that 3% yield. Now, I think that they're going to be doing this a lot between, derivatives off of, financial treasuries, and I think that they're going to be, dipping into how they make most of their money, and that's off of selling user data to, investment banks, to high-frequency traders. That if you guys are interested in me going into a full in-depth of how that exactly works with a high-frequency trader and, how they use your data in order to skim money off the top of your buy and on your sell, let me know, and I'll do a quick, in-depth video on that. I work at an investment bank, so little bit more grounds to that area. But anyways, getting more into this. So essentially, you kind of have, the insurers that Robinhood is banking on, saying like, okay, we're going to be coming out with these accounts, and they're going to be insured just like your brokerage account, even though they're not brokers. And the insurance committee for, investments are pretty much saying that unless these are in investments or, for example, like the buying power that's in, your Robinhood account, they're not going to insure it, because that would completely disrupt and completely, overstep every major, banking institution out there. And so essentially what this kind of comes down to is Robinhood is going to have to rethink, their wording and exactly how this product works. And now if you guys are willing to listen to my speculation, I think that this is the most likely situation that's going to be happening out of this. I think Robinhood is going to accept this. I think that Robinhood will either be giving only the people on, say, the first day that signed up, or, a limited number of people will actually be getting the 3% yield, assuming they do that. And then I think in order to actually gain the insurance that they are claiming, I think what's going to happen is that they're essentially going to merge these accounts directly with an existing Robinhood broker. Now, I know that they're going to have to change all their marketing according to that, and they're probably going to get bad publicity because of it, but if they want these accounts to really roll out and they want them to have insurance as they are promising, they're essentially going to need to be linked directly to your Robinhood brokerage. And so what I think is going to happen is that they're going to implement this yield, at least for a short period of time. They said obviously it can fluctuate. They said the 3% isn't guaranteed. It's just depending on the overall environment of the economy and how interest rates are going and things like that. And I essentially think that they're just going to keep pumping it up with, their residual profits from selling data as long as they possibly can, or at least as long as they need to generate market share, in this broker space. And I think that after that point in time, they're just going to kind of say, this is now just your buying power, essentially, what you can link a debit card to and sell and buy things directly from your brokerage account. I think that is the only real way that they can really, coin this in a sense that they will get insurance with offering this type of a product to their consumers. It'll be really interesting to see. This is kind of, more or less upsetting, but again, like as you guys can even see in my last video, there were a lot of, too good to be true type statements that Robinhood was coming out with here, and especially how this would undermine, you look at all the trillions of dollars that are managed by major banks. Imagine how much money, assuming Robinhood could do this at a mass scale, how much money those major banks would lose, and how much that would cripple the American economy for a short duration. It's not easy for large banks to liquidate large amounts of funds, especially when you look at like how leveraged a bank can be. If you look at banks, they can leverage. If you put in $1 to a savings account, banks have the ability to leverage $5, $7, $10 off of that dollar. If you looked at, say, like in the financial crisis, it was closer to like $70 per dollar. Lehman Brothers looking at you. But essentially, I think that this is going to either be put on halt or it's going to be canceled, and the product itself is going to be rearranged to what's actually going on. I am still currently in the queue. I'm about around 200,000 of person in line for this product. And, I'm just going to be waiting on it. I'm not going to be putting any extra money into it until obviously this is all sorted out. And while I'm not a financial advisor, I highly recommend no one just dump money in here chasing a 3% yield that may or may not be insured, especially with if Robinhood continues to, kind of say that, okay, we're going to, solidify this 3% yield and it's insured when it's not. They can definitely get sued. And then, depending on how bad that sue is and how, impactful that is to their balance sheet, since Robinhood isn't a publicly traded company yet, you can't really tell how financially stable they are. So, if they get hit with a really bad lawsuit, that could make the company go under, that could make them have to close down, that could, directly take that money out of your pocket. So that's just kind of the update. I know that I just did a review saying about how, great and rosy this seemed, but, this is kind of the news that is coming out and, from the people that are directly insuring these accounts. So that's something that I just thought needed to be out there. I didn't even notice this myself until I checked out Ghram Steffen's video. I haven't been reading the news today, and so obviously I should have been, but wanted to make this apparent because, I really care about, the way I, put out information out there. Anytime that I think information is important, I kind of wanted to just share it with you guys and get some feedback and, stimulate a conversation down in the comment section down below. So hope you guys like this quick little update. Hope you guys got some use out of this. And let me know if you guys have any other opinions on the Robinhood checking and savings account. And let me know if you guys are just, kind of following suit and just waiting to see what happens. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.